With me to a chocolate making class at culinary school. This was so much fun. It's called Bean to Bar. And when we first got there, chef gave us the best hot chocolate I've ever had in my life. This stuff was incredible. Here's a look at the cacao pod and the seeds. And these have been fermented and dried and then sent out to the chocolate maker. The first step in the process is to clean the seeds, and chef cut a few in half so we could see the inside. Then the seeds are put into roast. And these were roasted for about 30 minutes until they reach a temperature of around 260. And then we let them cool for a while. And while they were cooling, chef showed us a potential combination of what a chocolate bar might look like. So this had some sugar, some cacao nib, and some cocoa butter. Then we tried the cacao nibs, and we also had a fresh cacao pod. I've never seen one of these before in person, and it was kind of alien-esque looking. The seeds are covered in a pulp, and we tasted it. It was super fruity. It honestly was really nice, kind of like a normal citrus tropical fruit. We also tried some dehydrated pulp and a few different types of chocolate. Then, once the seeds had cooled completely, they were put through this machine which separates out the cacao nib from the shell. Then the nibs are put into a machine that heats them up and grinds them down until eventually it will turn into a liquid called chocolate liqueur. And this is a much smaller version of the machine that chef would usually use. Here's a tool where you can check the size of the granularity in the chocolate to make sure it's very, very small. We then tried a few different types of chocolate, so some ruby and some caramel chocolate. They were so good. Finally, chef did a tempering demo, and I won't go into too much detail because I'm definitely not an expert. But tempering is a process that's used to isolate a certain type of crystallization in the chocolate. So you start by heating the chocolate up to around 110 or 115 degrees before cooling it down to 85 and finally back up to 90. And then it's been tempered and it's ready to be molded. And these then went to set, and we tried a few different types of chocolate that chef had brought in before we were finally given some of our personal iced chocolates.